Howdy, partners.
Kind of where we first heard about this one.
Oh my God, I'm caught with my pants down on this one.
Got pretty deep into the Inland Empire. We're wondering if we were ever going to catch up with it. Decided to get off the freeway.
We have
First course, and
a
now we're
chase.
basically back into
It's
LA
going to take me a minute
Yeah,
to
Desmond, I was
see
about to say,
the
we're
chat
talking
because
to
I
Mike
am
Rogers about this, and
unprepared.
It took us a while to get here because this guy, the suspect, going very fast. We understand it started on the 10, then he hit some surface streets, then got to
Two-wheel
Labarge
Dodge
County. We
Charger.
talked about it, headed back to LA County.
Desmond
this
Shaw.
suspect has been booking it, going now at 115
On the
miles
call.
per hour.
Yeah, the
Sky Cow.
speedometer there kind of having some trouble getting the exact speed, but yeah, we've been well over 100. I mean, we've been hearing about triple digits almost for the entire.
Oh my God,
the
this
pursuit.
I can't get the
At one
tweet
point,
out.
They had slowed down to about 40 miles an hour.
Why does it
with
do
these
this?
motorcycles, it's really just crazy how daring these riders can be sometimes with
It
the
thinks I'm a
chances that
bot.
they take. And unfortunately, when you're talking about a cruiser in pursuit of a motorcycle, there are so many advantages that the motorcyclist
this.
has if they're willing
Okay.
to take those risks. And this driver has been. But look at CHP is right here.
Oh my God, CHP ran on his ass. What's up, people? Now I can see you. I am in the chat. We have ourselves a police chase. Welcome to the San Gabriel Valley, Wednesday, April 10th. 11:16 p.m. We are in the primetime news hour here in LA. Two-wheel Dodge Charger doing 115 miles an hour on the 57 northbound.
Well, the fastest.
Look at the speeds. Look at the speeds. How's everybody doing out there? Sorry it took me a second to get going. Just in the middle of doing something else, but we are here now. Shout out to the Nutty Gang. It's been a minute, Kaioken. Oh my goodness, dropping subs into the chat. Once again, W's and hellos in the chat for one of our most generous community members in Kaioken. Everyone say hello as he has given out more subs than anyone ever should here on Twitch.tv. JLC, ED, everyone who's given out subs. Thank you guys. Okay, it's now 60 westbound.
Desmond mentioned that, a lot of times, 99% of the time...
How's everybody doing? It's been about a week since our last chase.
I don't know why, but the CHP helicopter
just
so happened to be in the area already. So usually we wait for the
there's been a chase in between the last time we did it, but it lasted like 2 seconds, so we haven't even missed anything. Somebody in the chat, Creeper Dudes, asks, how do you pit a motorcycle? Good question. We might find out tonight as we are up to 140 miles an hour on the 60 westbound.
We launched Desmond probably
only missed one.
45, I believe.
That actually didn't. TJ Ryerson. Everyone say hello in the chat to the king himself. DJ Ryerson dumping tier 1 subs into the community as we split 3 cars in the HOV lane. Lane number 1 and lane number 2. Like it was nothing at 130 miles an hour. You spill, that is instant death. They'd be picking you up with a sponge. Y'all see him split those 3 cars?
I mean, you're talking about them going, speeds close to
Big D Bar.
what everyone else is going.
Everyone else joining us here late night.
Everyone around them, they're wanting to try to get over to the right.
Two-wheel Dodge Charger.
Everything is just happening so fast that it's just very
that is
dangerous
right.
for everyone involved. Now, they are putting a little bit of distance
Oh my God, 150. Breach Squad, what's up? Welcome in at this hour. No, this is not a clown car. By the baby. No clown car here. But CHP's going to have a really hard time keeping up at these speeds, guys. Oh, he's in the shoulder. That's so dangerous. That is all debris over there. That's only a 2-wheel Charger picking up all sorts of glass, nails. That is accurate. 150 miles an hour. Oh, don't say it, Pierce. Tonight better not be the night that we break our no crash streak. If he crashes at this speed, they will pick him up with a sponge, helmet or not. This
don't want to see that happen, but we have on our air before. So there are a number of obstacles, as you talked about, Desmond, with construction zones or just any kind of.
I don't know, Benjir. My stream is working just fine.
Is this still Baldwin Park?
Okay, good enough.
CHP? Well,
All right,
let's
at least
get
we're
that.
getting off, so the speeds are going to calm down a little
Yeah,
bit.
I believe it. I'm not sure which division it is. At one point, I had heard Baldwin Park that they were wanting to re-engage if they had the units, but we're getting off the freeway now at Azusa. I mean,
How's everybody doing out there? It's been a week plus. Everyone must be sleeping because we only have about half of our audience in here. 11:20 p.m. Pacific time. This is why you live on the West Coast. You have to be willing to stay up until 2:30 in the morning East Coast for when the helicopters go back to base. We are live in the 11 o'clock news right now.
You know, the quicker they're going to go through that gas. That's how we've seen some of these end in the past when the authorities have been able to stick with them. Is that
NBA finally is exciting again.
Fuel supply, but look at
Good.
CHP. They are still.
Oh shit! CHP on the tails.
What they're thinking now that we're on
60 miles an hour on surface streets. This is not surveillance mode. This is not tracking mode, and they are not pitting that vehicle. Man, they're really pulling up on them fast.
Just been speed. It's not as if they are, wanted for felonies, but it's generally speed. They usually run out of gas. We've been.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tweet out the damn. I forgot to tweet out the damn tweet.
Pushed him off the bike. Said, okay, enough of this. And everything ended peacefully, and thankfully, no one was injured during that whole pursuit. And sometimes they don't end as calmly as that. We're hoping that it does end more calmly tonight, that's for sure. But the danger is even more so.
Or Stefan.
Because they're still on
Stefan,
surface streets.
hello. How are you? Appreciate you.
And Mike, I want to talk to you
Yes.
about the different
Boogity,
tactics.
boogity, boogity. It's been a minute.
Police
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
when we're talking about
Let's go, Jason. Still live for those of you just joining us coming in from Twitter. San Gabriel Valley, we were just doing 150
Desmond talked about
on the 60
officer being
westbound.
very skilled being able to
The
keep
police
up with his
are
motorcyclist.
in tow.
You kind of nailed it right there on the head.
Get him in the
Chelsea. I mean,
frame a little
when
bit
you have
better here.
motorcycle, the bag of tricks that CHP has almost completely goes away. You can't do a pit.
Look at these speeds. It's 100. That's a Hyundai spot on surface streets.
Goes out the window here. So at this point, I mean,
This is why you need to turn on your Twitch noties, because sometimes I forget to tweet out the damn stream.
Does something, but the dangers, increase significantly when we get onto surface streets here, especially when you've got that patrol car trying to keep up with this guy. I mean,
It's a nug life. Peyton Swatson. Well earned tonight. 6 blocks in 21 minutes. I'm back on my NBA grind now that the season has started.
Intersection there. But yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of choices but to follow.
I was just doing a dress rehearsal show for
wants to be done or is forced
the
to be
network
done
that I will
because
be
motorcycles
returning
run out of
to
gas.
this weekend.
They can run that plate, right?
Can't
Yeah,
say
and,
which one just
I
yet.
haven't heard them run it yet, and I don't know if that's because, for a long time with these, that's the other thing with these
Can you
motorcycles,
move
they get going
your
so
banners
fast,
or the KCAL
these
banners?
units can't get
No.
close enough to get a license plate.
Sorry.
But now that we've
Too
been
much
on
work.
surface streets for a little bit, it'll be interesting to
You're
see
gonna have
if
to
they're
just deal
able
with
to
it.
get a plate. I haven't heard them run it yet, though.
Okay, the reason I ask that too is if sometimes, if they know where this person lives, if he's in a vicinity where it looks like he could be going to
Getting back on the
his
freeway.
address, sometimes they will let it go if it's just
I don't think we wanna go. Okay, where are we?
Yeah, they'll go
If
to
we're going
the south
eastbound on the
somewhere. We'll try to get
60,
them at a later date.
I'm trying to just
Now we're
keep us
getting
as
back
close
on
to
the freeway.
downtown
So
as
these guys
possible.
just go on the surface streets and
If we start going through things like the Cayenne Pass, the Newhall Pass, helicopters not going to be able to follow. We're up to 130. Oh my God, 125.
On and off the freeway that we know that this suspect has done. Started on the 10, went out of Ontario, kind of danced around some surface streets there, then came back west on the 10, and then was around Ontario Airport, actually cut down to the 60 from the 10, and then on the freeway, then we were just off and now back on as we now head back to the Inland Empire. So, again, just wondering if that driver is kind of just looking for a little bit of a break.
It says, well, now it says westbound. I can never trust the damn GPS on any of these networks as we are fucking flying. Oh my God.
Yeah, they are still.
Look how fast that he's going past those cars. At least he has his light on. He splits them.
That you're willing to really gamble
Oh
with your
my
life.
God.
It's not an over-exaggeration. I mean, we have obviously, there's been some very infamous motorcycle pursuits that have ended in the worst way possible, very, very violently. And I mean, you wonder how someone is willing to do this. And we've all.
Oh, it's so fast.
Freeways.
Oh, bro, he doesn't even need to crash. He just has to jiggle the handlebars, and he's gonna go over the top.
All over the place. I mean, there is definitely some motorcycle madness in Southern California, and here is a perfect example of it tonight.
And a lot of semis on the road too in Southern California. He certainly has passed a few, and that's That's always pretty scary when you think about, but it wouldn't even take a semi. It could just take anything. As we mentioned, a pebble or
A pebble,
vehicle
yes.
that, him,
That's it, a nail.
Trying to get past
Pops a
someone
tire.
and-
How is that CHP officer able to stay? How fast is the CHP officer going?
Construction zone now, so
Oh my God!
CHP is going to back off again.
Yeah, I mean, this guy just got really close to some of those cones right there. I mean, you hit one of those cones at
You hit anything, it's instant death.
I imagine you could lose control very, very easily. So that's, the other thing that we've been seeing is not just zigging and zagging across lanes, but into and out of construction zones, onto the right-hand shoulder where there's debris. Just an outrageously dangerous pursuit so far.
Have they changed up units? Sometimes we've seen where they've gone in different jurisdictions.
Third star
or if
added.
They've been following them for
We are a
while,
3-star
and they
chase.
Change up formation.
Yeah, so we're kind of straddling two of the CHP offices. We're straddling the Baldwin Park office, which is the one that started this, which Des and I always joke have a motorcycle
lot of
chase
them.
every night.
Ah!
Yeah. And then
don't do
we're
that.
also in the Rancho Cucamonga office. So they've been handing off, as they go into San Bernardino, they'll give it over to Rancho Cucamonga, and then he comes back and they give it back to the Baldwin Park unit. So they are at least getting kind of a little bit of a break as he crosses the county line, which is good for those officers. We did that one a couple weeks ago where they were all in the same area and it was the same officers chasing them for like almost 2 hours. So these guys are at least getting a little bit of a break as they cross the county lines.
Certainly more than this motorcycle.
I Stonks in the chat
And
says,
with
I
the
started
safeguard
using the
outside, it's
Flight
also a
Radar
very
app
dangerous situation
during Jay,
because,
right?
the
It's so
motorcycle
fun. I watch it during the day. I just like seeing where the
suspect,
planes are
Mike,
coming
we're
in
talking
from.
about this, how all of the tricks and the tactics from
All the
CHP are
helicopters,
kind of
it's an
thrown
easy
out
way to
because
track when
it's
there's
a
chases.
motorcycle. So what do you do?
Flight Radar
Just
24 is the
let
site.
the suspect go until, like you said, he runs out of gas.
100
So
I don't think
there's a stop.
170
We had that
was
incident
right.
that Pat talked about
That looks more like
earlier,
one,
that just-
yeah, 115
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
about right.
Yeah, I mean, that would be best case scenario if he chooses to stop at a stop sign. But, the motorcycles are such a hit and miss thing. I mean, CHP could go into tracking mode and they could just ask the helicopter to follow it. But motorcycles can so easily slip the helicopters too, right? They can get under a freeway. Even we've seen them go through parks, under trees, like do a lot. They have so much more maneuverability as a motorcycle to even ditch the air unit, whereas a typical car doesn't have that much flexibility.
And at this point, as we're looking now, it just seems
Still going here, people. I think we're westbound 60. I don't know.
It's
too dark, I can't tell where the sun is. We are hauling ass.
Because I've broken some laws here, but the most prolific one we've seen is that he's just driving fast and recklessly. But
Once again, viewer discretion advised. If you do not want to see someone potentially die on a motorcycle, don't watch this stream. We have ran like the sun in terms of dangerous chases that have not ended in catastrophe. You have been warned. That streak will end at some point, and God willing, it's not tonight, because if there is a crash at these speeds, you will watch a person vanish in the dust like the end of Infinity
The
War.
traffic breaks kind of only work when the vehicle is, or whatever they're chasing is going slow enough to not catch up to the traffic that's already on the freeway. But in this situation, he's going so fast.
Ex-wife said she saw me on Tinge.
Keep the freeway clear.
Is that for real?
Once again, this motorcycle pursuit starting in the Laverne area went far into the inland.
You still talk to your
empire,
ex-wife like
came
that?
Back into LA County. Now here, back on the 60, got on some side streets, some surface streets at one point. Had a close call getting back on the, getting off the freeway at one point, and then getting back on, trying to trick CHP.
Just 130 miles an hour. At least we're in, oh my God. I was about to say, at least we're in a lane by ourselves, but he goes by a car. Look how fast he's coming up the left-hand side.
And here we are at 11:28, and this motorcyclist has covered a lot of ground and going to speeds of over 120 miles per hour.
Yeah, and as Desmond was talking about, I mean, these motorcycles don't have terribly large gas tanks.
Right.
I mean, if he's going 120, 130 for a very consistent period of
Oh
time,
my God.
it's not going to last him forever. And we never were able to obviously get in the heads of these suspects, but I mean, he's got to know that. He's a motorcycle rider, and in theory, he owns this motorcycle.
At least
He's gotta
it's
know
scary
how
to
long it
us
can
because
last.
we're
So
watching
you
at
sit
the
here and think,
angle
well,
that we
what does he
can't see
think the
what's
game
in
plan is for
front
all of this?
of the
Obviously,
driver. It's just so fucking close every time he goes by.
2 helicopters overhead. Now there's just the CHP helicopter, but what's the end game when this is all done and when you can't continue anymore?
Yeah, CHP and Des. So,
Yeah.
so there are definitely eyes on this motorcyclist. It's interesting. We talk about that area of the 10 and the 605 where these things usually happen. He's going back eastbound, so you wonder.
Oh shit, we're all the way in Ontario. Oh no,
He was going 60
that's
westbound.
far, man. We can't go much further.
Yeah, and I thought maybe when he got back on the freeway to go eastbound, I thought maybe he figured out that when he went through the construction zone, they backed off. And maybe that's why he was trying to cross back through that construction zone. But for whatever reason, when they went
Queen.
eastbound through the construction zone, the sergeant didn't make him
KHUMKC, 18 months.
If that was his plan, that didn't work. But
Burrito
yeah,
Queen,
we-
thank
we
you for
are
the 15
kind of back
subs
to
that you have
place
given
where it
out
was
to the
before.
community.
We're just southwest of the Ontario airport here.
Everyone is
which
appreciative.
hilarious.
Whoa, that's a hard right turn as we get off. And look at the CHP officer right in tow. Talk about the...
Which I believe they were. I think that's going to be the second time that we were on.
How is the CHP officer able to react that quickly? This is fucking Kyle Larson.
60. So let's see what they're going to do and if they're going to answer your question, Pat. If there is.
I don't know about TFRs at Ontario Airport, especially at this hour. There's an airship overhead. That's a solid red light that he just did 75 miles an hour through. Solid red.
Speed up and get away, and they'll disengage eventually. Just basically daring CHP to.
You saw that? P2. Kyle Larson, P2 at the Indy 500. And he's in tow. Now he's chasing a two-wheel Dodge Charger. I don't know how he was able to react that quickly.
This pursuit to continue, but
There's no reason that CHP, they have Hemis under there. They got speed, but this is a two-wheel Charger we're talking about. This is insanely dangerous for the CHP officer, let alone the damn suspect. But if I'm the suspect, I'm still putting up these speeds because we have seen officers in the past just say, we'll let it go because it's just too dangerous and they're going too fast. So he's incentivized to keep these speeds on side streets because it's 115 miles an hour on a fucking surface street. Any pothole, any speed bump is death. We're going 4 stars for danger, 4 stars for degree. Oh my God, intersection. Oh my God.
Even more amplified now.
You just blasted through that.
Oh my God.
And Desmond, you called it. You can't help but to point out just how skilled that CHP officer is.
I can't believe the CHP officer was able to get off the highway because he was in lane number 3. He had to go all the way across the damn highway at the last second. I thought that would have kept him from exiting.
Yeah, they have done a really remarkable job in keeping up. I mean, on the 60 freeway, had to do some pretty
100 miles an hour. Who knows what's on this road? And there are no street lights out here. That's an intersection.
Across several lanes.
Not a 4-way.
To make sure that they were still in pursuit of this person, but now we'll see if they're going to continue this because it is
11:32 p.m. Pacific time. We are past the 11 o'clock news hour, but we're staying with the chase here on KCAL. Making up for their past transgressions. We have a late night chase if you're watching this tomorrow morning on replay. This is why you stay up. You cannot go to bed.
That would be my working theory.
You cannot go to bed until 11:30 p.m. Pacific time if you're a night crawler. There's always the chance of an 11 o'clock news chase. If they happen after 11:30, they won't send the choppers.
60
Southbound Archibald.
Is he slowing down?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, slowing down to 40 miles an hour.
A little bit here as we make a southbound turn on Archibald, well into Chino Hills. So I believe this will take us down towards the Corona area. I'm not sure how far Archibald goes down, but we're basically paralleling the 15 freeway right now, well west of the 15.
Oh no, if he goes 15 northbound, we're screwed.
Yeah.
We're screwed if he goes towards Barstow, Vegas.
Until it turns into River Road, which will then put him kind of smack down.
He'll take us into the San Bernardino Mountains. We're slowing down? What's going on?
No.
Ejectocito? We're in a neighborhood now.
We're going to be down here. Yeah.
Pulling over.
And
Well,
now,
well.
now let's see what
Is there
happens
cops?
here.
Oh, there's red and blues everywhere.
Gas. Look at this. They just and we are done.
And
I think you
hands
might have
up.
run out of gas, or maybe this was their home, or what. But
Wow.
just like that, from danger to handcuffs in less than 60 seconds.
Wow.
Okay, so that was his.
Had to be
his
out of
modus
gas.
operandi. I'm just going to go as far as
Had
I
to be.
can. I'm rather enjoying this. Maybe I've got the adrenaline going that I can get away from.
We somehow
the
survive
officers.
another
It's gonna be a
chase.
catch if catch can.
The streak
And-
continues
okay,
because
well,
that had
I'm done.
every reason
And Mike,
to end in
maybe that
catastrophe.
went to, we say it went from 0
Tragedy.
to 100, but it went to 100 to 0.
Probably
very, very
decided I
fast.
want to live tonight.
And I know
Good
other
option.
registered owners
And no one else
sad
got
because
hurt
he
either.
knows that he lives here, but I hope you enjoyed it. That felony evading is going to be that's a serious charge.
Well,
Felony
interesting thing
evasion
too,
of arrest
Desmond,
coming
it will
right
be
up.
Interesting to find out if this is a guy that's been trying to get away from them before.
Y'all in the chat saying this is
Yeah, that is
anticlimactic.
engaged
What did
in
you
these
want?
kinds of,
Splatter?
pursuits.
You want the camera to have
Yeah,
Mortal
I
Kombat
would
fatality
really-
drops on it?
I would really, really love to know. I mean, I am just wondering if this is their house or if he was just nearly out of gas and tried kind of one last Hail Mary.
Code
there,
4.
going
Drop your
115
4s in the
on-
chat, please.
On that street to see if that would get them to disengage, but they said not tonight. We are going to stick with you to the end, and they did. And now he is.
It's
going
rare.
All right. Well, Desmond, we are going to call a code 4 on this high-speed
Code
pursuit
4.
tonight.
You
And
heard
with
the
that,
studio.
We want to thank you for joining us for KCAL News at 11 on CBS. Stephen Colbert is next.
Wow. Yeah, it's rare. What I was saying, it's rare for the police to stay. CHP is known for always sticking with the chases once they engage with it, but it's rare to see them stick with a chase at this speed. We've seen them just go into surveillance mode. The helicopter can chase him. Maybe we'll pick him up if he gets off and dumps the bike somewhere, or they fly towards Mexico, or they go through the Coenga Pass. This is one that did not end that way, as we have seen a trend of these chases ending with not ending, just letting it go. All right, you want the got the adrenaline rush and it went away. Is that still a felony? Yes, that's going to be at least felony evasion. When is my new show? I can't reveal too many details, but we're planning on Sunday being the first episode. That is open to change. You'll get more details later. San Bernardino doesn't mess around. Yeah, that's where they were, right? But CHP's jurisdiction is the whole state. We've seen San Bernardino sheriffs, definitely. We know what they have in San Bernardino County, what rules they have over there. Kind of, I bet Huntington Beach probably has a lot of the same. Well, if you match with my hot ex-wife, please take me. Okay, now you're just trolling. I thought you were serious the first time, but I know better. What's up? What else? Your noti just came through now? That can't be possible. You must have had bad connection. I came prepared tonight. The show that these are all my notes from the Nuggets Timberwolves game and other stuff too. All tonight's games for the dress rehearsal. Back in the grind, at least for the playoffs. Anything else before we go? I can't believe the Suns covered that game. They were about to lose straight up. What the hell happened? I was gonna roll with the Timberwolves until tonight. Didn't look. Reigning champs decided to plant their flag. All right. I'm going to say goodnight. Till next time. I guess follow the account. Turn on your notifications. I'm assuming most of you already have done that. Twitter account at SkyWob Alerts. Turn on notifications in case one of these doesn't work with notifications. You get the drill. I'm code 4. So I will see you on time.